Hello everyone, welcome to Cheongfuli Weekly Report. We bring you the latest price and market analysis of China's steel market every week. Spot prices were stable to weak this week. Prices of both hot-rolled coil and rebar fell by 10 yuan per ton compared with last week. Amid mild price weakness, market trading sentiment cooled down slightly from the previous week. On the macro front, recent negotiations between the US and Iran have resumed, yet their conflicting interests are difficult to reconcile in the short term, so no substantial agreement is expected soon. Under this circumstance, disruptions to shipping in the Strait of Hormuz and high energy prices such as crude oil are likely to persist. In addition, Vietnam officially announced anti-dumping measures against China's hot-rolled white coil this week, which will take effect in 15 days. This will exert certain impacts on the pace of China's steel export orders. On the supply side, total output rose slightly in the fifth week after the Spring Festival. The total supply of 5 major steel products reached 8.5151 million tons this week, up 113,900 tons week on week. Meanwhile, pig iron output rebounded week on week and is expected to rise gradually amid peak season production recovery. By product, production increase mainly came from rebar at 2.071 million tons, up 92,300 tons week on week. Hot-rolled coil output was stable at 3.0621 million tons, up 6,000 tons week on week. On the demand side, the growth of steel demand continued to slow this week. Specifically, apparent consumption of rebar was 2.2826 million tons, up 28,900 tons week on week. Apparent consumption of hot-rolled coil was 3.2026 million tons, up 66,300 tons week on week. Downstream purchases increased month on month, mainly for on-demand restocking. As prices edged down this week, speculative demand decreased week on week. On the inventory side, destocking speed of total inventories of 5 major steel products remained steady. Total inventory stood at 18.5045 million tons, down 473,900 tons week on week. By product, rebar inventory was 8.4075 million tons, down 211,600 tons. Hot-rolled coil inventory was 4.3922 million tons, down 140,500 tons. Despite relatively fast recovery in manufacturing demand, total hot-rolled coil inventory remains high with significantly greater inventory pressure than rebar. Overall, the domestic steel market is showing early signs of the peak season. Demand is recovering steadily, but destocking is still slow, so inventory pressure remains. At the same time, high energy prices like crude oil, driven by overseas geopolitical conflicts, are providing some support to steel costs. With both bullish and bearish factors mixed, market players are more active in trading. Steel prices are expected to fluctuate within a range in the short term. Going forward, we'll keep a close eye on whether total demand can fully absorb the earlier price increases. Looking at different products, hot-rolled coil still faces relatively high inventory pressure. For rebar, we'll continue to track downstream construction progress. Right now, the overall market doesn't have strong momentum for a steady rise. Future trends will mainly depend on how fast inventories are drawn down. For trading, we suggest that buyers purchase according to actual needs and keep inventory risks under control. According to institutional views, although the overall fundamentals of steel have improved month on month, the relatively high inventory level still effectively restrains prices. Affected by the US-Iran conflict, the support for steel costs from rising energy prices will continue. The upward driving force of prices is still insufficient, and obvious upward pressure will emerge after the rebound. In summary, steel prices are expected to remain in a volatile pattern overall. Close attention should be paid to peak season demand conditions and the transmission impact of energy prices. Okay, feel free to leave your thoughts, questions, or any related inquiries in the comment box below. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to follow us for more updates. See you next week!